Hello, hello, everybody. Another one of them nights. Another one of them nights where I sat around and said, how good a man to go live. So how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody snowed in? Hey there, Miss Pamela Vargas. Hello there, Myrtle. Teresa. Drummer son. I've been listening about an hour, I reckon. And I was talking about, was the storm overhyped? Hey, Clee. So they got a good many people, y'all, that's the power's out. Miss Tammy in the bed. That's a lot of what the reason I go live sometimes because she goes to bed. Hello there, Miss Barbara. Hey, Miss Linda. Yeah, they've been showing Texas here. I'm glad you reminded about his mama, me mom. Hey, Palm Beach Peter, I ain't seen you on the live in a while. I know you've been watching, but I ain't seen you in a while, you know. Hello there, Miss Carol. I heard them talking about a while ago about 100,000 people without power. But like, I think this thing's like really just beginning, you know. Hey there, Nicky Sticks. That ain't Nicky Sticks, that's Nicky Six, ain't it? I don't know why I always thought that was Nicky Sticks. You know, that's the guy on Motley Crue. Hey there, White Earth. Oh yeah, I just figured I'd get on him. Ain't got nothing else better to do. I actually am doing something, but I'm having to wait a while on it. Me and Timmy shot 2 4K videos today. And my program that I use is bogged down. So I'm having to do something to make it where it ain't bogged down so bad. It takes a little bit of time to do though. No, we hadn't had no snow. It's 44 outside. I'm in Ohio. We just have a dusting right now, but it's coming. Yeah, that thing's. Hey, that's Atlanta there, y'all. You see Macon there. So we're about 50 miles below Macon. But I mean, the man's talking about it's like just now kind of just beginning. And I thought it was coming through Texas last night. Dang, -8. I thought it was kind of coming on through Texas last night, but I mean, it's still over there. Real bad, eh, Robin? Hey, Miss Gladys, I'm scared about the storm. It just me and my son. Hopefully these lights don't go out. I'm on a hospital bed. Hey, Miss Gladys, you ain't got a generator? Hey, y'all. And y'all mean, you need to get your generator on standby. It ain't that much money, not for what it does. If you ain't got no lights, it's bad, bad, bad. Dublin, Indiana only has about an inch. Now, nothing much. Yeah, we be thinking about Miss Glass. Hey, if she lives in Connecticut, hey, this cold up there in the winter anyway. Where Hannah Stewart is in Texas has been bad for hours. Really? She may get on here and tell us about it. Hey, y'all, a generator. And I mean, you can get cheap generators, you know. And let me tell y'all can get this heater called a Mr. Buddy. Hey, Charles, and it's got 2 bricks. You know, the heaters has got 1 brick you can light, or 2 bricks, or 3, or 5, or, you know. It's got 2 bricks. And it'll do some heating up now. And see, you can just set it. You can get one of them little tanks like what's on your grill. I think it's about $25 to fill that propane bottle up. And they got stores where you can just, if it runs out or it's getting low, you can go swap it. But the best idea is to have 2 tanks. And when one runs out, you can swap over and make sure you keep you a tank all the time. Yeah, you can. You can too. Hey, that ain't no different, Pamela Vargas, than what I got sitting here on my floor. You ain't supposed to like use it in a little closed up spot. Yeah, that's right. That's right, drummer. Y'all do. Hey, y'all. Hey, family, you see Miss Carol there? They have 3, and she's not using it for. You don't use it for your regular heat, do you, Carol? Hadn't you just got it for standby? And I think they're supposed to have a carbon monoxide thing built in too. And if they turn over, it'll go out. I got one, and it won't hardly stay lit on the boat. And a lot of times when them heaters is kind of act up, they need blowing out with air hose. But yeah, hey, it surprises me. And I mean, I never thought about, a generator until I got older. And, I got some generator videos, y'all. And they are going to town. So, all the videos I made on Southern Ideas, out of all the videos I made, that the generator videos has done moved up to the number 2 spot. And what's in the number 1 spot's the video I done last night. But it'll fall off and that generator video go to number 1, I won't use propane in the house because I had a co-worker that died using one in the house. Really? Well, I mean, look here. We got one in here. Pam Vargas like wants to argue now. Look here, Pam. You can buy a carbon monoxide thing on Amazon. I got one. Because I got this heater, I'm scared of that stuff too. But like I used to just leave it hooked up, I used to leave that carbon monoxide checker plugged in all the time. And it never, hey, you got your heels dug in there, Pam. And I mean, I'm saying the heater I got over here ain't no difference than on Mr. Buddy. Or the old timey Hey, I hear you. Okay, Rob. Well, when people used to have the old timey heaters, they the same thing. There was a girl, and I went to school. They kind of lived in a little house. And they had a gas heater in their bathroom. And I know it wasn't the kind I got now with, the good kind, that they started making about 20 years ago, I reckon. That girl died, she was in the bathtub. And Pamela's right, y'all. It does happen. It does happen. I mean, it can happen. But I mean, you get you don't just go crazy with it, and see, I know because I got one. And the gas won't come out unless that pilot light is on. So if the pilot light blows out, the gas flow will cut off. Now, and there was somebody in Dublin not too long ago. They had a fish cooker. And it's probably like, a homemade fish cooker. A lot of them are. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. And I don't know I know that they took it inside this building gonna fry some fish. And the gas was on. I don't know how. I don't know how they done it, but the gas was on and it wasn't lit. And they lit it, whenever they did go to light it, it blowed the building up. I mean, it took them out, I think this man a while ago, like I said, I've been watching a little while. I think he said he's been on 9 hours. And this is Ryan Hall, y'all. So if anybody wants to break away and go watch him, man, he's a real nice fellow. And he's actually nice just to listen to, You can tell he's a good guy. We'll listen to him a second, y'all. Oh, yeah, let me do something here first, so we don't get no feedback. This is Ryan Hall, y'all. You want to go listen to him, you're welcome to
Snow
go.
day meal.
I don't know why he got music playing.
Up in Wichita, Kansas, we just got word of 7 inches of snow on the ground near the Eisenhower Airport. We're all...
Okay, thank you, Y'allbot. Y'allbot's great, man. I think Y'allbot does a really good job. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get back into this.
Yeah,
let's go.
I like to watch him too.
I just want to check in on Brad Arnold just because last time we talked to him, it was freezing rain. It looks like it still is where he is. He's down there in Munfordville, Kentucky. Sorry. Let's go up here to Louisville. How are we doing in Louisville?
Oh, he did? That Y'allbot's pretty nice there.
Oh, Y'allbot wasn't done. It's calling me now. Hello, what's up?
All right, here's the quick rundown. In Hayes County, Texas, Henley area, we've got a big one. LSR score 4.2, Highway 290 quickly becoming hard to traverse. Accidents popping up left and right. Also, Fort Blackmore, Virginia just confirmed 0.20 inches of ice. Mid-Atlantic ice threat is real. And for @radar2670 in chat, the NWS warning for Lexington, Kentucky is officially calling for up to 0.75 inches of ice. That's a heavy icing situation for them.
All right, can you take me to that report you was talking about?
I hear you there, Pamela. Pamela got her a heater out in her garage where she can go out there and smoke. Yeah, he's pretty smart and he's nice too. I like to listen to him. Tammy done gone to bed on me. Hey, Blondie. This right here, y'all, this ain't affecting none of y'all bad. Like, hey, I'm telling you, y'all need to make up your mind to get you a generator. Have you? And you need a little power pack. And I say, you know, I mean, they got hundreds, you know, where you can charge your phone. I love Tammy's live I watched earlier. Out in the nature, was awesome, yeah. That team is coming along real good. But yeah, y'all, I mean, y'all need to. They got them with electric starter, family. You can get them with electric starter. But I mean, y'all, you know, you buy one and hope you don't need it. You know, your stuff in your freezer. If your lights go out, you know, the stuff that's in your freezer and refrigerator's a problem. And you probably got a pretty good bit of money in your refrigerator. It's starting to snow. Let me make this a little bigger, y'all. Get your butt up there. Stay on that screen. Well, I had to whoop somebody. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's something that, like, man, I mean, what you thinking? It's freezing outside. I have coolers ready to move food to the mills, frozen. Hey, Miss Helen, does anybody want to get on here and talk tonight? Pamela Vargas, you want to get on here and talk? Michelle? Helen Stewart, you want to get on here and talk? Yeah, y'all, man, what are you thinking? Get a generator. You know, after that hurricane come here, you know, a few months ago, man, after that, our lights was like going off. Come back on in 30 minutes. And it seemed like it was hot. And we like put off, going and, like you think, well, there ain't no need me to go crank the generator, because time you come in here, it's going to come back on. And sometimes it would. Come back on time you come back in here and sit down. Sometimes it would. I won't never be without another generator again. And, Mom ain't got one. And I wish she'd get one, You don't have to have no high pricing. I'm going to look that up. So I'm going to show this to y'all. Now, look at these generators. And that orange one right there, y'all. That's a foreign generator. You see that Westinghouse, but you see it's 12,500 watts too now. So the bigger the generator is, the more it's going to cost. See, that in there 16,000, 2,000. And they probably got them marked up. Look at this. £48. Uh, $4,000 watts. So you know what a 100-watt bulb is? A 100-watt light bulb. So what will it would that be? 40? It'll run 40 100-watt bulbs. Is that right, y'all? Here's one right here. This is 2,800 watts. Your refrigerator. Y'all, I studied this. Energy. I studied energy. Your refrigerator is about 150 watts. Let me get that on the screen a little better. And you might not can see it. I can't even hardly see it myself. That's $309. And I mean, that ain't no top name brand, but that thing right there will you can plug your refrigerator into it. See how many watts is it? 2,800. It'll run your microwave. If you got one of them little window units, like a 110 window unit, air conditioner, it'll run that. It'll run your TV. Your TV's probably about 50 or 60 watts. So you think of, you can run everything you want to run as long as you don't go over 2,800 watts. Over 2,800 watts. So, I mean, you know, with these LED light bulbs, it'll run every light. It'll run every light in your house and the refrigerator. So, see, like, if you got LED light bulbs, see, what, you know what I mean? And it's a 75 watt equivalent. You know, it might only be 10 watts. So, I mean, it'll run a whole bunch of, you know, light bulbs. And it'll run your refrigerator, it'll run your TV, it'll run your internet. And you know what you can do? Let me tell you what you can do. Hey, Rona. Let me tell you what you can do. Like where Miss Gladys is in that one room there, y'all. Where her bed is. Now listen to me now. Listen to me. You remember how I talked about a suicide cord? It's got a male plug on both ends that if you got it plugged into the generator and you touch the other end, it'll shock you. You can take that end and plug it into your wall socket from your generator. There's hardly nobody gonna tell you what I'm telling you now. Hell, a lot of people don't even know. And everything that's on that line where you stick it, plug it in, it'll energize everything on that line. So see, you can have a whole room there. You can have a whole room like going on in there like Donkey Kong. And then you can run another drop cord to your refrigerator. You understand me? I mean, see, I kind of studied this stuff. And they call that a suicide drop cord. You know, well, in Georgia it's a drop cord, but in, you know, probably where y'all call it something else, you know. Hey, yeah, I mean, you can turn it off. But whatever's on that line, Beer Rad, you know how everything in that room's connected to one breaker, you know, on your fuse box. So see, let me kind of explain it to you a little bit. It don't matter that breaker's off. And it don't matter if it comes on. While that's plugged in, it don't matter if the electricity comes off. But it's probably best just to cut that breaker off. But like the power lines that come into your house, it is a hell of a lot of power. And they reduce it down, you know. So when you add power to power and it's done right, it don't matter. when you add power to power. It just make it just a little bit more power. It'll make it 2,800 watts more powerful. Oh, I mean, hey, you can do that, y'all. I mean, hey, you just ain't gonna hear nobody telling you how to do that. And you know, like I was saying, you can get a 220 a generator. One that'll run 220, one that'll run your stove, your stove. Cause see, that takes a pretty good bit of power. It don't really take a lot of power for one burner. But if you got 2 or 3 burners on, that stove takes a pretty good bit of power. But you can run a cord in and unplug your dryer and plug it up where your dryer was plugged up, and it'll run to your fuse box, and it'll make your whole fuse box hot. It'll energize that whole fuse box. It's just running in there backwards. You're just running it in there backwards. But I mean, that's what makes your fuse box hot anyway. It's got lines coming in that's energizing your fuse box. Is there anybody with me? Anybody understand what I'm saying? I'm glad I have a guest. Having the main breaker off protects any lineman from being electrocuted. Yeah, I mean, 2,800 watts, I don't think will electrocute you. You understand it? Hey there, Loretta. Yeah, y'all, I mean, now I got a cord running to mine. Hey, Teresa. I got a cord running to mine, and I had to flip a breaker on for the flow to come through. And I had to cut the main power off. But see, it's still lightening up, you know. You can have electricity coming into your panel box backwards. And I'll let y'all in on a secret. Thank you, Miss Glass. I'll let y'all in on a secret. The bigger the generator, the more gas it burns. I still say, one of them little Honda generators. Them Honda motors, y'all. You can't beat them. You can't beat them things. You mentioned a 3-plug cord. Can that plug into a generator? They got them where, they got a 3-cord plug in, and then they got a 220 plug in. If it's I got my generator has a 220. But I'm just running off of 110 because I ain't got, to run off a 220, you got to have 4 wires. And the line I got in the ground is only 3 wires. So I can't run 220 unless I run another cord. And I ain't going to do that because I get along just fine We get along just fine with the 110. It's hooked up to all the lights in the house. Everything in the house is hooked to. Let's see, like, when Tammy was working, when Tammy was working, you know, I mean, even if your lights was out, they still expected you to come in to work. And I realized Tammy had to have lights in her. Let me get this fixed back up, y'all. I realized Tammy had to have lights in her bathroom where she could get ready, you know. That's what I was doing there, getting that ready, y'all. Let's see, you know, I remember watching your video about your generator setup. Yeah, the light bill people made me mad, you know, one time. And that was the worst mistake they ever made, was cutting my lights out. If they wanted to make money, as I put these gas heaters in here, we wasn't running that big old dinosaur outside. And y'all, this little heater I got, and I got two, but we don't never run but just one. And I'm telling you, we got a 100-gallon propane tank, and we filled it up last year. And so we run that one tank all last year, and it's still got about 40. Well, I think Tammy says it's got 40 or 50% in it this year, so it's probably gonna make it, you know. And I mean, it's probably gonna last the rest of the winter out. And when you cut back on your power, the power man is gonna come see you. He's gonna come out and say why your light bill went down. Now I talked to the man. He said, "We in business to make money." I said, "I know that." They talking about dial 78 and save and all that. They don't want you to save no electricity. They want you to burn just as much as you can burn, or use as much as you can use. I mean, they in the business to make money. Them words come out of his mouth. There was a girl I went to school with. She used to call that the bootleg state. Where I work, I got dressed and went to work early. Well, I mean, I reckon Tammy could have done that, but I done it for her. And It's a nice feeling that if them lights go out, y'all, that all I got to do is go out and crank that generator up. And we got another, we got a backup gas container out there too. But it'll run 12 hours. That thing will run 12 hours before it uses the gas that's the tank we got. And then we got, another container, Oh, that's the bad thing is you have to go get gas. That's the bad part. But, it's still better to do that than. But Danny, what if the grid went down, then give an example what to do? Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. What if the grid went down? Well, if you can't get no gas, you can't run it. If that's what you're talking about. If they wasn't, if you couldn't go to the store, see, there's usually a store that's got gas, But yeah, if the whole power grid went down, you in a mess because you couldn't pump no gas unless you had a big propane tank. If you really wanted to get down to it, you can put a $300 gallon propane tank out there and hook to that generator. And they ain't no telling how long it'll run with 300 gallons of propane. Because they make them now where they'll run off of propane or gas. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Pamela. Like she's talking about if the grid went down, if the stores hadn't got electricity, you couldn't pump no gas, but probably a lot of places has got generators. Like the hospitals, y'all, y'all might not know this, but they have a room with thousands of batteries that convert over into electricity. And they got it set up where if the power goes off, yeah, hey there, Slim. If the power goes off, them batteries will kick in. Like just snapping your finger. They'll automatically kick in. And you can do the same thing. People don't hardly know about this kind of stuff, too much about. People don't, there's like two things people don't know very much about. One of them's an antenna. They know how to go out there and turn it. Oh, turn it back the other way. And then electricity. People don't really know about electricity. But I studied that, y'all, until I know it like the back of my hand. I bought me a watt meter. That's how come I know how much everything burns. So TV is about 50 watts. When you buy a TV, look on the back of it. They make them put how many watts it is on the back. 'Cause they do make TVs that burns a lot of watts. Hey, Pamela Vargas, now there you go again now. Do you want to get in your car and go to the hospital to charge your phone? Yeah, it might just be better just to get a power bank on Amazon. That's what Steven used to use all the time, y'all. He had this jump box. You could jump your car off with it. And you could pump your tire up with it. I used it a bunch of times myself. And then it's got these USB ports on it. And that's what he bought it for. And I mean, you don't never see him doing it no more. I mean, I don't never see him doing it no more. He's got him a little, well, I know what it is. He's got him a little charger. It ain't a charger, it's a power pack. But it will charge. Like if you like let's just say I'm live right now on my phone. I got a little power pack I can plug into my phone, and it'll charge that phone while you use it. So you can be on for 3 hours live and get off, and your phone still be at 100%. And your power supply, it's gonna need charging, you know. And then if that little power pack died, then it'll go to using the phone. And see, that's what these cameras I got, y'all, I got them fixed where I can have the mics plugged in and have a power pack on them. And then I got an extra battery for each camera too. So I mean, I really got my stuff together with these cameras. So it don't matter how long I'm filming. It'll as long as there's enough memory on that card, you can just keep right on and on and on filming. And then I got 556 gigabyte memory cards. 556 gigabyte. Now that's a big card. And you can buy a terabyte card if you got about $300. But who in the world is going to fill up a terabyte with a camera? Hey, I know you do. I know you can't help it, Pamela Vargas. But you better get on up if you're gonna stump me. You better get on up, Pamela Vargas. You aggravating thing. Nah, I love you. I love you, Pamela. Yeah, like them cameras on. I got my stuff together, boy, with them cameras. Danny, I seen some solar power grid. I think I'm gonna get one from Amazon. Hey, yeah, that'd be okay. Yeah, that'll work. Blondie. Let's see the power pack. You know, like And see, I mean, there's problems with solar, y'all. Because I know how to make solar panels. You can plug your phone into your computer if you have nothing else. That's right. You can plug your phone into your computer, into the USB on your computer, and it'll plug it up. It'll charge it up. I have a 4 terabyte and a half is filled with pictures and videos starting in 1996. Yeah. Yeah, she always aggravates me, y'all. She always looks at Pamela Vargas. She always tries to skunk me. But yeah, I mean, there's problems with solar, y'all. Because I was going to make some. And you know what the problem is with them? Storing power. You can raise hell and have all kind of power during the day. But then at night, and you got to have batteries. And I mean, you got to have a bunch of them. A bunch of big car batteries. $100 a piece, $150 a piece. You got to have a bunch of. And then it's got to run till the next morning and hope the sun is shining the next day. So say solar, you know, I mean, solar ain't that great. I'm telling you, I was going to make enough. I was going to make enough solar panels that would run this whole house. You know, the air, you know, everything. And it takes a lot of power. And it takes a lot of solar panels. And you can go buy them big solar panels. And then in 2 years, the solar panel you bought is obsolete. You know what I mean? And then if you get solar on your house, you know, if you happen to come over there and you have the men that know what they do and come out here and put solar panels all over your house, it takes 30 years to see any money. After 30 years, it takes 30 years to pay for itself. And that ain't no good deal. You say, well, I'll sell my power back to the power company. They don't give you very much for your power. You can do that. But they don't pay you very much. And then it's money, money, money. You know, getting set up to where you got power going into the grid. And you also can have it going into the grid at day and then using the power back to run your house at night. Y'all understand that? You can have your power going into the power grid, which they ain't paying you much for. And then you use that power back from the grid to run your house at night. And this ain't no, you know, I mean, this ain't no good solution, you know. You know, back when Mama was young, and I guess there's some people on here that seen them days, you know. Man, they didn't have lights. They did not have lights. And I mean, and what made me think of, I seen somebody talking about an oil lamp. I mean, I reckon that's what they had. And I've asked Mom about it before. have to tote it from one room to another. And I've actually thought about all that stuff, son. Buy a block of ice and put it in the refrigerator. And then you got to have a hole in the floor or a hole in the wall. When it's melting, it runs out of the house. You know, I mean, people used to have them pea pots, y'all. I reckon that's what they call it, I mean, I don't know what they call it, But that's what they would use at night, like to keep them going to the outhouse. And that was, I mean, they didn't have fans. How would we make it, y'all, without electricity today? And that's just what I'm telling y'all about. Get you a generator, man. Oh, there ain't no sense in being that tight. What you gonna be laying out here, 10 toes up, talking about, I wished I hadn't have bought that generator. I didn't use it but 15 times my whole life. I shouldn't have bought it. Y'all get real. I heard Grandma tell about that. She went to show her lantern and the top fell and broke. Always wondered if she got it replaced. Yeah, I don't know. I tell you what me and Tammy's planning on doing, y'all. Now, I was with her one day, and we went down there. I live without a... Hey, we did too. We did too, Pamela. Grandma don't believe it. She didn't believe in running no air conditioner. But, I went with Mama one day, y'all, and we was live. And we was kind of new at the lives, and we didn't know how sorry the internet is in Adrian, If you get your signal from the cell phone towers. And if you get very far from the cell phone towers, you can forget going live. Now, I was down there with her one day, and we was going to walk down to that old house she lived at. And we stopped the car. The internet went out. And we stopped the car. She said, that house is right down in them woods. Right there. And me and Tammy's planning on going down there. And I'm talking about soon. You know what I mean? I want to. I want to go down there and see it. And so me and Tammy's planning on doing that. And I mean, we'd be glad for Mom to go with us, but she's about done got where she don't hardly want to do nothing, But we're going to go down there. Because I know right where she told me that house was. I want to go down there, they had a fire, And, but they, you'll still be able to tell there was a building there, But I want to go down there and see it. And these cameras I got, y'all, they don't care whether there's internet there or not. You won't you won't see them lagging out. Yeah, Pamela, I got some of them pews, and I can't never remember taking them with me. But see, I'm not scared, but that don't make you safe, But I just don't think about it because I'm not scared, And I never have been. But yeah, I need to do that. Or I want to go down there. And she took me on down the road a little further, and she was showing me where Granddaddy's daddy lived. Y'all didn't see that, 'cause the internet went out. But she showed it to me, and you know how I got this photographic mind. I know right where she told me, it was. I said, hadn't we better get back to where the internet is? She said, I ain't worried about that. I want to show you this. But before we go, we will ask her. Yeah, I do, Pam. But I need somebody to point that black bear out to me. 'Cause I looked at that thing. But there is bears. There is bears down here. There's bears in Macon. I've been in the woods 100,000 hours. And I've never seen a bear. But Steven says he has. But yeah, I never seen that bear. But anything down there in Adrian, y'all, you can't hardly film. I put oil in my lamp and got ready in case I need lights. My Mr. Buddy for heat. Yeah, there you go, Linda. Yeah, you can tote your heater in the house in your little propane tank. You might want to open the window. And always, if you do that, get your carbon monoxide tester and you just plug it into the wall. And I have one in here for my propane heater. And after like being plugged up for forever, I don't even know where it is now. But it never went off. But what you have to worry about is when it's like real cold and you got the heat running, real hard. Hey, I would believe that, Pam. Shoot, man, they bobcats. They bobcats everywhere. You just don't hardly see them. But they're everywhere, and there are plenty of them. Well, if y'all ain't seen Tammy's video where she's walking in the woods, I know y'all used to love to watch Grandma walking through the woods. And we went out and made a video today. I don't know how good it's going to be. I ain't done it yet. You know, I ain't done it up yet. Well, you know, yeah, bobcats, you know, you don't hardly ever see them. They slick, you know, like a fox. There's a bunch of foxes. You don't hardly ever see them. Caterpillars. Danny, did Grandma see a bobcat in her woods? Yes, she did. She had a picture of. You watched Tammy's video? You know, I've been hunting a lot, y'all. But I ain't never seen many bobcats in the woods. They slick now. But I have seen them. I've sat in a deer stand before and watched a mama and 3 little babies. And them 3 little babies was playing. They had this tree, they'd run up that tree and then they'd run back down. That mom acted like she wasn't paying them no attention, you know, but she was, you know. We got them here too, Ella. I seen one cougar in my life. And it wasn't far from here. Yeah, no, they didn't see me. Because that mama would have got them out of there. But, there's a girl from right up the road here. She called me up talking about a lion. I said, you talking about there's a lion walking around? I hear you. I wished I had some crackling cornbread. But, I seen one run across the road. You know, it was near about dark. And he jumped over a fence, ran across the road and jumped over another fence. I said, Tammy, did you see that? She said, yeah. It was black as smut, boy. He ran all the way, he jumped over that fence, ran across the road. He wasn't messing around either. He jumped over the other fence, he was gone. And that's the only one I've ever seen. There was this restaurant that when I cut meat that was right up the road, I liked to eat there because they had these big chairs, you know, and recliners and stuff. You know, I ain't never seen a place like this, you know. But you go in there and eat, and then they had a TV in there, and you can sit in that chair, and after you eat, you get over there and sit in that chair and rest a few minutes and doze off to sleep. They'd come in there and wake me up when it was time to go back to work, but they had crackling cornbread there. That place was called Mom Bracel's. And she used to buy the cracklings from the place I worked at. But yeah, them's the good old days, y'all. Sometimes you wonder where they went. I'll try to see if I can show y'all something here. Oh, this is one of them things I got to remember how to do it. Linda. Let's see. I really might not be able to show y'all. Oh, yeah, I can. See that, y'all? That's the video I'm working on. That's the video. Hey there, Papa Bear. How you doing, man? See that green line? I got 2 4K videos in there. And I am what you call rendering the preview. Man, it was that program was bogged down so bad that I had to stop and do that right there. You know, I mean, it won't hardly play both of them videos. I don't think I'm going to film in 4K no more. And that's been running probably. It's been running ever since I've been on here live. See that green line filling up? What the problem is, y'all, is this camera is 2026. That program is 2016. That's what the problem is. And I hate to buy another program. Not because of the money. But like I'm an expert with this editing program here. This is what Grandma uses too. I like to have never. It took me some talking to get her to go over to this and start using this. But it's bogged down so bad. I had to like just stop and render the preview. And I know you don't know what render the preview is, but I don't even know how to tell you, but it'll make it where it won't be laggy. You know what I'm doing there to it. It'll make it where it won't be laggy. I guess it's the video y'all see tomorrow, you know. If I put it out there, I don't know if I'll put it out tomorrow or wait, you know, till, Monday. So I never hardly know what I'm going to do. I go back Monday morning at 5 o'clock. I never hardly know what I'm going to do, y'all. But that video there was shot in high resolution. real high. So it ought to be a beautiful picture, you know, but it causes trouble trying to edit it with that old program I got. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get none either, Papa Bear. It's all gonna. So I can't even edit that until that green line fills all the way up. I've had to do that before quite a few times because I would have like 4 or 5 tracks in there. And boy, it puts the hurting on it too. It puts the hurting on it. You put a bunch of tracks in there and hit the play button. It puts the hurting on it. Yeah, I think so too, Papa Bear. I don't want to. Hey, I ain't sitting here worried about it in the least amount. But I'd just as soon not have to mess with that generator, crank that generator up. And Tammy runs the town about every day. Hey, she's everywhere, y'all. I'm still going to sue her doctor, I think he gave her an overdose this time. Yeah, I mean, man, that's just such a problem, it ain't no big deal if you're sitting at your house and you got a generator. It ain't no big deal. But it's still like a pain in the butt, Do I got weather spelt right, y'all? I looked at that hard. And said, yeah, I think that looks right. Ain't that spelled right, y'all, the weather? Two and a half hours northeast of me has been without power for 6 hours already. Yeah. And I mean, I'm telling you, they ain't no telling how long. Hey, KK. They ain't no. Hey, Heather. Okay. Like, man, I mean, they ain't no telling how long, they start breaking them power lines and stuff. Or, limbs falling on the lines. I actually looked that up one time. What makes electricity go out? Because, I mean, hell, you can be sitting here and they won't be it won't even be raining or nothing. And you can lose power. And like the number one thing is trees falling on power lines. Hey, it's sure lingering around there in Texas. Because we was watching this last night, y'all, in my life. It's sure lingering around in Texas. I'm telling you, last night I thought like it's going to move on through, but it keeps like recreating there in Texas. Hey, y'all, you know we experts, y'all. But I mean, cold's just as bad as hot. Let's see, down here in the South, you know, where we live, you actually can make it pretty good, you know, in the cold weather. But that hot weather, hey, that's when I come in the house, boy. All right, yeah. Yep. My temperature thing right here says 42 outside. And it's 64 in here. I got me one of them things that shows the outside temperature and the inside. And you know, I mean, if that thing messed up, I'd have a heart attack before I could buy another. I already got a text from Centerpoint earlier, Pamela Vargas. Hey, Denise, we got everybody in here tonight. We just missing Jenny Parson. $14. Hey, listen here, y'all. When any time it gets below, you know, that 32 degrees, 32 or colder, it's cold. I mean, you can't do much. Hey, Captain. -4. Yeah, anytime I mean, it's cold at 40 degrees, you know. But when it gets that 32 or colder, it's cold now. So y'all know I got that solar water on the roof I built, you know, a few years ago. And it'll hold 40 gallons of water. It'll store 40 gallons. No, wait a minute. Let me think about that. I do think it might be more than that, y'all. But it's a lot, you know. So you can use that to flush your commodes and stuff. You know, I really wouldn't want to drink out of it, even though it's PVC pipe. I still wouldn't really want to drink out of it. But we always have water stored, you know. But Tammy buys bottles of water and jugs of water coming and going. That's what I always get to tote in the house. Yeah, sure is, Miss Helen. Wish was that here. Wish was that here. See, wish it was that there, Papa Bear. My electric blanket is my best friend right now. You know, y'all, Mama believes in electric blanket. And when we was, you know, little, you know, I mean, for a bunch of years, you know. I love the electric blanket. But, you know what I mean? I don't even think we even have one no more. But I got a real live person as electric blanket. Her name is Tammy. But I don't know. I don't know if I could sleep with an electric blanket no more. But I know that I used to love an electric blanket. How many of y'all got electric blankets? I had an electric blanket once. I didn't like it. Now, they work good now. But, and see, now I live with Mama, see. And she's tight. And my daddy was like that too. And you hot nature. So it'd always be kind of cool in the house. You ain't gonna go in there, she's gonna have her thing on 80 degrees, in the wintertime. And then in the summertime, you ain't gonna go in her house and she's gonna have it 68 degrees. That's one of the things I worried about her. She says, in the summertime when it's real hot, I've been down there for y'all where I couldn't hardly sit in there. And I know that she is cold natured. I do know that. So it ain't as hot to her as it is to me. I know that. But you still sweating, she might not realize that she's sweating a little bit. So what I'm talking about being dehydrated, I keep my heat on 68 degrees during the winter, 76 in the summer. I can't afford the power bills. Hey, that's one thing I don't worry about, y'all, is the power bill. Now, I'm just like y'all. I hate to see it high, but I ain't gonna sit and be hot. And I ain't gonna sit and be cold neither. I reckon I just have to do like what everybody else does, just, pay the bill. But we got our house where it's not, where our power bill, it's not a bunch of money. Yeah, I don't think we ever had a $500 light bill. And we have, when Steve was over there in that camper next door, Shoot, that joker just leaving that air conditioning, that camper be on. Anyway, we limited to certain amount of words that we can post because it stops me from telling you a lot of stories and information. You know what I mean? I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that. And they do it. There's certain stuff you can say that you would think it goes in, but it don't, it don't go into chat, They got you by the balls, man. Yeah, well, so I was going to tell y'all, so see, we got a central heat and everything outside, the big unit, And when the light bill people made me mad, I went and bought like a window unit, a 110 window unit. And it'll cool this whole house. It just plugs into the wall. And it'll cool this whole house. And see, they don't use a lot of power. A 110 air conditioner, a window unit, a 110. They don't use a lot of electricity. Do you, Linda? I use my electric blanket year round. Dang. So see, I mean, that's part of our secret, the window unit. And then the propane gas is real cheap, It's real cheap. No more than we burn. See, I ain't got my heat on right now. It ain't been on all day. We just don't use a lot of power. And our light bills is a lot cheaper, but they went up pretty good bit when Stephen had that camper over here. And, he moved over there to that house. And he had that camper sitting out here. And I didn't mind it when he was staying there. But when he moved into the house, he wasn't interested in moving that camper. But it's blocking my cameras. That damn big old camper, it was blocking my campers. And that's why I won't even move it. It wasn't costing nothing. If you ain't got nothing running, it don't cost you nothing. But it's blocking my cameras. And I couldn't see, And I like my cameras, my outside cameras. I like them. I look at them all the time. Anytime I hear something or something, I look at them cameras. I mean, I wake up and look at them. But yeah, that's why I wanted him to move that. That's why I wanted him to move that so bad, because it's blocking my cameras. And then see, I got cameras out there that nobody don't know about. I got cameras watching cameras. But if you got cameras, you want people to see them. But then you also want some hidden cameras too. Because I mean, simply, somebody could put a ski mask on and walk up there and take the camera down with the ski mask on. And that's where, oh, good night. Hey, good night, Miss Gladys. Thank you for coming in here. You are always a plus, Miss Gladys. A beautiful person. I heard somebody talking about you on the other day on the telephone. What a wonderful person you was. So thank you for coming in. Yeah. Hey there, Melissa. So, you want cameras watching your cameras. But you want people to see some of your cameras. People won't monkey around where no camera's at. And, man, I mean, there's people that'll rob you blind, and I mean, I know some too. I know some people like that. And you won't never catch them neither. They done been doing that so long. They know how to do it and get away with it. Danny, did you ever see that guy on the road again? I don't think so, Blondie. I don't think I did. There's a little old young female that lives next door. And I got a feeling we had some peeping toms there one time. Because there was some boys that lived right up here. They was young as then. But I mean, they's old enough to know about going to do a little peeping Tom business, They's old enough for that. And I was in the truck with that Steven. And y'all, Steven is kind of unbelievable how he'll know this stuff. You know what I mean? He'll make you mad one day and then like, like he's got this real smart side to him, He said, watch that guy cover his face up whenever we ride by. And that guy did. And then I started noticing that guy because, you see him walking a pretty good bit. Didn't want you to see his face. That's how I know about somebody hiding their face. That's how I know about it from Steven. And I started noticing that guy, like for years, After that, after Steven pointed out him hiding his face, he's always got a towel or something, or a shirt around his neck or something or other, And like just over a year's time, I seen that guy, he would always cover up his face. And I think he was over there messing around next door where that girl lives, I really do think that. No. No, I don't think so. That's right, Pamela Vargas. Hey, Pamela, it don't cost nothing to hit the like button, does it? I don't know why that, like people, come in and watch and won't hit the like button. they don't like to subscribe. People don't like to subscribe. And it'll make you miss some stuff too. So I was talking to Kathy B. She said, why won't them people subscribe? I said, that's the $1 million question. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know why. Yeah. And let me tell y'all something. Did you know that if you don't feel like nobody gives a shit if you get on or not, did you know it will affect you? If you don't think nobody cares, and y'all, we don't need YouTube money. We make it just fine, But yeah, if you, just say you are simply going and cleaning somebody's house up for free once a week. You're doing it free. And out of the goodness of your heart. And they don't care. And they don't act like they appreciate you coming and doing it. It'll do something to you, and I'm telling you that. And a lot of times I get on here for y'all. And I'm telling you I do. Hey, I'll talk more when I'm on here than I will in 2 weeks at this house. I don't talk much. So, I'm just telling you. I know people don't care. Hey, I would appreciate it too, KK. There's a woman come over here to see Tammy the other day. Let's see, I can't remember if she's retired or not, But she worked out here with Tammy. And they was talking about talking to yourself. Hey there, Kathy. And that woman said, yeah, I talk to myself. Sometimes I like expert advice. And I was like over there lounging, laying around, and I was listening, I was letting them talk, And I busted out laughing. Sometimes I like expert advice. Hey, thank you, Pamela. I truly enjoy y'all and y'all followers. Thank you, Miss Pamela. I don't just love Pamela Vargas for her super chats, y'all. I really do like her. She's kind of interesting, She sees the glass that's half full of water. She sees that half full and half empty. She's got an unusual brain. You know what I mean? I noticed her a bunch of times. She's really a good woman. And you know what else I know about her? She's fluent. And sometimes she might get to talking too much. If he was driving down the road. And I'm just telling you like the way I think, you know. And don't mean I'm right. But most of the time I am. Hello there, Diana. Hey, cats, y'all having any bad weather over there? Yes, she is, Danny. Oh my God, we stayed in the phone over 6 hours a lot of times. Yeah. Yeah, she's smart. I'm telling you, she's got, it's Satan, hey. I'm telling you, she's kind of got a unusual brain. Danny, oh Danny, how I love your voice. Hey, thank you, Melissa. You know, I'm just sitting here like I'm $1 million. Got a cigarette in my hand. I'm gonna give y'all a tip. It just come to me today when we was doing this video right here that you're looking at. If somebody's stealing your YouTube comment, your YouTube videos, and they can do it, y'all. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Somebody can steal your video and put it on TikTok. And if you find out somebody's doing that, put a cigarette in your mouth. Because, see, they don't allow that on TikTok. That'll shut them down, boy, be smoking a cigarette. Melissa, you know what? I'm glad you love my voice. You know, I thought you really didn't like me all that much. I really did think that. My green line there is moving mighty slow, ain't it, y'all? It might be tomorrow before I can edit that video. But when that green line there stops, that video will run real slick and smooth. It won't be jerking and stuff. I do have opinions. I hear you. That's all right. As long as your opinion is in line with my opinion, you all right. Danny, she's like us. She says what she thinks. I hear you. Well, I'm looking at the cameras here, y'all. I don't see nothing. So you want me to play y'all Wide Earp's new song? Is anybody interested in hearing Wide Earp's new song? This is a new one, y'all. I reckon he wrote 2 songs. He might have wrote more. But this is a second song that he wrote. Okay. And it's also about the military. And the man was a Navy SEAL, and hey, I mean, I ain't sure Robin done this song. Okay, I'll play it now. Give me just a second. So it's about a man that's in the military, that got unalived. And I listened to it, and he said it took him a long time to write that song. But let me get rid of this. And see if I can pull it up here on the screen, and I'm not sure I can. All right, hold on. Hold your horses there, boy. All right, let me try. But he really done a good job on it. Now, if something happens and you can't hear it, let me know. I mean, if it's not loud enough or something, let me know, y'all. Hey, can't you make sure? I'm not so sure that Robin doing this one. I think she was in here a while ago. Husband probably took some of that Viagra. I've been busy a lot lately too. All right, let me get it going here. All right, here we go, y'all. If you can't hear it, let me know. But listen, I mean, that wide up, he's pretty deep now.
Uncle Sam called me to duty in the fall of '64. I was more than proud to go serve my tour. A Dear John letter and my world came undone. My life began to fall apart at the age of 21. My wife had fled, not alone, but with my son. Shed thousands of tears and sleepless nights.
Hey, what happened? I get to stop playing. All right, it's on 51.
My wife had fled, not alone, but with my son. Shed thousands of tears and sleepless nights. What else could I have done? With wounds too severe, I couldn't pull through. I lost my life at the ripe age of 22. I didn't go to heaven, and I didn't go to hell. Feeling like I'm in between, don't know, can't tell. I just hang around here all day under this tree. I can see everyone, but they can't see me. His trident tattoo tells me he is a Navy SEAL. Is this just a dream, or is it real? The wind blew and a cold chill ran up his spine. I'd love to see my son, if only just one time. Leaves fell from the trees as he cried on my stone, wanting nothing but my boy. How'd I go wrong? Taken from me while I served Uncle Sam, a knowing conflict in hell called Vietnam. My blood flowed through his veins as he bowed on one knee. Never before of either life, but today he found me. By the time he left, the ground was covered with leaves. If I were still a real man, I'd fall to my knees. I'd moisten all the leaves as I shed my tears. I've wanted to hug my son every day for all these years. Does bravery come from the colors of the ink? Can valor be achieved as fast as a blink? Walking away, I knew I'd never see him again. Please don't walk away, son, don't leave me, my friend. Leaves fell from the trees as he cried on my stone, wanting nothing but my boy. How'd I go wrong? Taken from me while I served Uncle Sam, a knowing conflict in hell called Vietnam. My blood flowed through his veins as he bowed on one knee. Never before in either life, but today he found me.
So I don't know why I didn't think about I don't know why I didn't think about downloading it, but I'm downloading it now. the White Earth is smart, y'all. I mean, y'all might not have known it. Ain't there, Heather? He's smart. And you know, it seems like I'm the one that told him to sit down and do that. He has a lot of time on his hands, you know. And this is I don't know who done this song for him. I don't think it was Robin. I got reason to think it wasn't Robin. But anyway, that's what Reverend Dream was using, y'all. That Suno. And if you want to look that up, you can go do this same thing. And there is people doing that, you know, left and right. And I told him tonight, I said, you know, you can upload that to Spotify and make money on it. Danny, one of my gifts from God is the gift of writing. This is a piece of art. Touched my heart deep. Yeah. Robin did most of his. Well, I know she's doing the first one. He just had said something that made me think that she might have not wrote it, you know, doing this one for him. But I don't know. But hey, and y'all, I'm talking about Dream. Oh yeah, okay. Hey, yeah, I know that. We know that now, Kathy. Yeah, we do know it now. He's sitting over there taking credit like he's like knows a lot. I mean, I can tell he don't know nothing about no computer or no Suno or, you know, I can tell he don't know. And but you can go in there and make your own music and put it on Spotify. And you know, that's what everybody does now. I mean, even I ain't never been over there and looked. Legend in his own mind. I ain't never been to Spotify before, you know. I like the same old rock and roll music I always liked. But I seen Johnny Cash's. I don't remember if it was his daughter or his granddaughter. She had a song on Spotify. Well, y'all, I'm going to check into that. I had asked Robin, could you just do instrumental music, you know? And that's just to put on your video. I mean, that's what I would be interested in. And you can't have singing, you know. I mean, you can have singing, but it'll collide with you talking, you know. But that's why I was interested in it. And he's got a guitar. He bought him a keyboard. And so one time, y'all, all you do is type the words in and it does the rest. Yeah, I know I figure it's probably easy, Kathy. I figure it's probably easy to do. But one time, Tammy bought the youngins a little keyboard for Christmas. And I like seen them messing with it and everything. I was listening to them notes. Okay. I was listening to them notes. And you know what I mean? It's just like a professional. That little old toy was just like a professional thing, you know. You know, dun 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 dun. And boy, I got that thing and put it in my hands. And in just a few minutes, I was playing the hell out of that thing. I ain't joking either. That's why Stephen, like, you would hear him talking about it every now and then. And he's had them songs a while. And he's like tried to contact artists and stuff. I bet he could take them 2 songs he's got and send them to somebody like that right there. Like the way that is. And somebody will sing them songs. There's a big artist somewhere. I promise you, there's a big artist somewhere that will take that song and sing it. You know, might be a hit, might not. Everyone considered him coward of the county. You know what I mean? Look how simple that is. And he never done one single thing prove the county wrong. But yeah, I mean, hey, y'all, in the drums, I picked them up quick. And the guitar, man, I can play. I got a guitar in there. Man, I can play the hell out of that guitar. And don't know the first note. And I can play the hell out of it. But I like, you know, I mean, I should have, like, you know, should have tried to broaden my horizons, you know. Because I can pick that stuff up quick, boy. Stephen talking about, I've heard him say on there before, it's been a while since I heard him say it. He said, he can play the guitar, he can play the piano, he can play the drums, and he could play the flute too, if he wanted to. But he actually wasn't joking, you know. But like, you know, I just, you know, somehow or another got that in my blood, you know. I don't know how, you know, I don't really know how, but we all got different brains, you know. You know, some of us, all of us are good at something. Well, all of us. And when I heard this song today that I just played, Tammy had an uncle that wrote songs. He was a singer, but he wasn't a very good singer. And he was a guitar player, and he wasn't a very good guitar player. But he still done it. He wrote songs, and I think he wrote a bunch of songs. Hell, I know he did. And I don't know who has them songs that he wrote. He lived with Tammy's grandma. I don't really know his story too much, you know. But he lived with his mama. He didn't always live with his mama. But when I knew him, he lived with his mama. And he always had these papers in his hand. And I think he left them in the bathroom, you know. Hey, I got my hands full now, Palm Beach, Peter. Hey, yeah, thank you, Palm Beach. Palm Beach, I mean, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful man. I mean that, you're a beautiful person, man. You got a beautiful heart. But I wished I knew who had them songs. And man, hell, that was when, man, me and Tim was 18 or 19 years old, you know, or younger. Oh, Tammy would go see her grandma. I used to go with her. You always had these Diet Dr. Peppers. Said, y'all want a Dr. Pepper? I said, damn, I don't want no Diet Dr. Pepper. She always had her a case of them, you know. But man, I mean, I'm gonna ask Tammy about it. I'm gonna try to get her to at least check into it. Who's got them songs? 'Cause somebody's got them. And they are whole songs like this right here, what Richie doing, you know. Look like I got about 30 more minutes on waiting on my video before I can edit it. But I probably won't do it tonight, y'all. You know, your man gets tired, you know. You know, your mind gets tired. And you ain't quite the same, you know. You ain't like the way you are when you wake up in the morning, you know. So it's my belief that going to bed and sleeping is like restarting your computer. You know, everything will, if it's acting laggy or something, you know, that restarting that computer is like us going to bed. I hear you, Pam. Hey, well, Pam, you ought to talk to, hey, Barbara. Hey, Pamela, you ought to talk to Robin. You know, I mean, I know. I mean, let me say this, y'all. I know Robin don't want to do songs for everybody. But if she was making just a little bit of money, she'd be talking about, yeah, send me a song. And that's what I tried to get her to do, you know. And it takes patience to get in there and type all them words. Make sure everything's right, you know. It takes patience. And I'd be doggone if I'm going to sit there and type all them words there that you just heard on that song. There's no way I'm going to do all that. I don't even like to type. And when I do, it's hen pecking. I'll be talking about, where's the R at? Where's the R? Now, where's the O? That's the way I am, y'all, typing. People talking about I'm on Grandma's chat like under another name typing. Man, they don't know me too good. I do my talking right here. And a little bit on Tammy's video. I ain't gonna, I can't type like y'all can. Y'all surprise me how fast y'all can type. Because I can ask y'all something. And buddy, it don't take you but just a minute to, you know. And man, it's, you know, what you typing is going around the world to get to here. And what I'm saying is going around the world to get to where you at. So there is a delay, you know. Same with the satellite antenna. Hey there, Hicktown. Hey, Danny. And Chad, I'm at the hospital with Mom. She had 90% blockage and a stent put in. Well, your mama sounds like she's going to need some prayers there, Miss Hicktown. But it's mighty good of you being up there with your mama. Grandma Moses was 78 when she started painting. How about that? Did y'all know that I'm a pretty good painter? And it's something that interests me too. And I used to do it, you know, in school. But like, you know, it needs to be where you are interested in something. And see, to go into Suno doing them songs, I'm not really very interested in that. I'm really not. And Google's got music, you know, that you can go listen to all of it and download it. And man, I mean, it's really bad. Google's music is really bad. Let me see something here, y'all. How bad is it? It's this bad. That's on this program here, y'all. Who let the dogs out? Who? Who would have think you ever could make a song? Who let the dogs out? They got some sounds on here, y'all. Thank you very much. And you know, you can go put more sounds on here and stuff, but man, I don't even use the ones that's on here. I was in the Bahamas the first time I heard that. So y'all, let me ask y'all a question, all right? I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I want y'all to not mess me around. I want you to honestly answer me. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I don't want to have to be looking at you like see if you're trying to pull something on me. Y'all ready for it? Yeah, I can't play it on here. They own this video. Hey, I was just joking with y'all, but I heard them talking about a while ago. They all think they got this storm overhyped. Now that, you know, one time there, that's all everybody was talking about now, you know. Hey, I remember him on Ed Sullivan, Pamela Vargas. Is the storm overhyped? Hey, that's a good answer, Melissa. That is a good answer. That's actually pretty clever. Hey, y'all, hey, we got on here. We had a good time, y'all. I want to thank Pamela Vargas for all she does, y'all. Yeah. Is that what's wrong with you? You a Taurus? I don't maybe the ice part. I just know I have more snow than I expected. Yeah, it ain't even got to us yet, y'all. Danny, I don't know. I think it all has to do with those chemical trails. It ain't even got to us yet, but y'all, you know, uh, and I mean, I don't think we're gonna have no bad weather. Oh, you are? I know a man that's a Taurus, the bull, and he don't get along with everybody all that good. Oh, I see there, Pamela Vargas. I see. Hey, Thelma. My mama was a Taurus. Them peoples, them Taurus now, they, see, I mean, I used to like kind of keep up with that stuff. Them Taurus, they pretty hell bent now. Hey, not too much, Thelma. We about to wind it down here. I done been on here a long time. Yeah, that guy I know that's a Taurus, that's the one I was telling y'all about trying to get the woman to leave out of his house. He's trying to get her to leave. Then he did Atlanta, Georgia, get all that high shit. I don't know, Cassie. It might be kind of close. It really might be kind of close. Oh, man, you let your phone run out. That guy I'm talking about, this Taurus, he kind of, and I mean, he don't really get along real good with everybody. I mean, one time he was trying to get this girl to get out of his truck. And he called the police to her. He couldn't get her out of the truck. She wouldn't get out. And the policeman took him around to the back of the truck. He said, we're supposed to be trying to get the girls in the truck. But we all went to school together, He's actually, he was actually a policeman now. He's actually the chief of police in East Dublin now. I talked to him not real long ago, and I was asking him when he was going to retire. And he told me a date he was going to retire. Freezing rain and sleet here now. I don't see nothing on my monitor here. So I guess we all right for now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. Yeah, that's Papa Bear's boss there. Bob Bear, I went to school with Billy. We go way back, way back. And you never know, y'all. Papa Bear, he's liable to be the new police chief. You never know. So y'all better be nice to him. Gemini. Hey, I ain't gonna start about all them, all them signs, but like, but them signs is, they all have their characteristics, and I read a book one time that I didn't believe in that stuff, but I knew my daddy did. So, I picked up a book one day, and, and I was asking people their birthday and all that, and I noticed that what they was saying was a it seemed like it fit. Well, that boy that's Taurus the boy, he said, it's made to where it'll fit anybody. Hell, it ain't, y'all. Like, Thelma there, y'all. She says she's a Sagittarius. So I'll tell you something about a Sagittarius. They are more likely to just pick up and move to another state than any of the rest of. That's what I am catching. And a Sagittarius is a real fiery lover. Real, like sure enough, like you need to put seat belts. I mean, you need to have them attached to your bed. And like a Cancer, y'all, they are people that stay home. A Leo likes their house. Their house is what they care about. And they want their house like a certain way. And I mean, that's where they stay most of the time. And a Leo, Kathy says she's a Leo. And they roar like a lion. But that's all it is. It's, like, I do this and I do that, and it's just words. They're not as, it don't always go by what comes out of their mouth, a Leo. Bloomin' says she's Aquarius. Aquarius is kind of quiet. Not very exciting. You hear me, Bloomin'? Not very exciting. They look for others to make their fun. I have all that stuff memorized, y'all. Well, I mean that's your words, but that's really kind of true, there, Bloomin'. That's really kind of true. And so Thelma, you look for another Sagittarius. And they will have to bolt your bed down to the floor if you can find another Sagittarius. Leos are very observant. I am a Leo, y'all. I am a Leo myself. And the Taurus, They kind of more the type to have money than any of the rest of them. Scorpio is secretly jealous. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. You might want to subscribe. You never know what I'm going to say. I try not to get on here when I'm mad. Because that's when you hear me cussing. You hear me cussing, I'm aggravated about something. If you want to, I'll tell y'all more later. I have all the signs memorized. I want to thank y'all for everything. Thank y'all for making us successful, me and Tammy. I am a Leo. You love all the stories. I got a bunch of them. So y'all, everything that comes out of the Leo's mouth whenever they running it, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, one night we'll do it. Because I have it all memorized, y'all. The stuff that I like, I have memorized. I want to thank the beautiful Miss Pamela Vargas for all she does. And I want to thank y'all for coming in here. And you know what else? I want to thank the silent viewers for coming in here and sitting with us. Thank y'all for everything. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night. Sleep tight. And may your dreams come true. Good night, everybody.